there is Alfie Reft in his second season as head coach for the UCLA Bruins. 18-12 last year, 10-10 in his opening season. Of course, he won a silver medal with Karch Kiraly. Speaking of that, Karch Kiraly, much in the volleyball news today, and won a silver medal at the Paris Olympic Games and underway. Stab dig, and that's off the antenna. And two graduate out of Lexington, Kentucky, hitting .450, second best in the conference, sixth best in the nation. And a Dotson through the block. Beautiful dig by Grimes, the libero. Transition opportunity. You were talking about this in that package before the match. Out to Merzik on the outside. That ball into the ball block. Jillian Grimes, the libero, back to serve. 5'6" junior out of Westchester, Illinois. Perfect pass in system and off the edge of the block. Only plays one rotation. Peyton Dewick, wearing number 6, and the other libero jersey will play the other 5. Pretty good passing so far over her last 3 matches. 10 of 18 with no errors in the win versus Northwestern. So look for her to get started in the middle. A little bit of a decoy here and a better block as he starts.
Audrey Pack's hands, and then this ball block by Maggie Mendelson in the middle.
Mendelson at 6'5" out of Ogden, Utah. Better block coming right back at you. Merzik has had a couple of opportunities. 6'1" grad out of Livonia, Michigan. And that ball was probably traveling out of bounds, but dug by Kate Riley. Merzik, a heavy swing, dug by Dewick. Pretty good chance in transition. And through the block and off the defense. Per set, hitting .254. Very solid numbers for Leverett out of Georgia. Izzy Stark with a nice lead. Good hustle by Pack. Misplayed early on in the point. Now Penn State way ahead. And one-on-one crushed down the line by Merzik. There is Merzik back to serve for the first time once again, putting up big numbers the last couple of matches. That's why she was Player of the Week in the Big Ten Conference, and that ball missed out of bounds in Paris. Second season with the UCLA Bruins. He always wanted to be a Bruin as a young libero growing up in nearby Oxnard, California, about 35 miles away.
Doing for this UCLA program, I came and watched a couple practices just to see how they're running it and the energy.
Merzik again, heavily, but down inside the block that time. Jam-packed Holloway gym, up 1-0, up 24-19. Dotson again nearly perfect against Minnesota, against Northwestern last Sunday, 10 of 18 with no hitting errors. Good swing.
Takes advantage.
Cameron Hanna, the transfer from Clemson, 1,506 kills during her illustrious career. Touches 11 feet. That's a lot, and has a very, very good arm swing as well, being on the sideline all the way through. And we, all of us in the volleyball community, wish her the very, very best in her battle. Out of system. Good deep swing, dug by Riley. Chance for UCLA. Nice rhythm. Really good rhythm to the outside indeed. Leverett with a kill, Holly. The winningest beach player in the history of beach volleyball for the Cardinal. In system, Izzy Stark into the cross court. Nice stab dig by Olsen. Good first contact, right on target. Alexa Markley doing a really nice job, number 19 in pink, on the pin, and then Taylor Trammell cleans things up wearing number 1.
Third time, clears for a free ball.
Alexis Markley again wearing number 19, give you more on her stats. Very, very stout looking block on the outside, playing in place of Jaravicius right now. He's got a little bit of a sore shoulder. And a Dotson on the slide. UCLA working hard in coverage as well. Quickly to the outside, Merzik off speed, Olsen all over that. Leverett off the edge of the block and out.
One arm stab by Kate Riley again for UCLA to keep it alive, and they worked hard to win that last point.
Kat Lutz will come back on. We talked about Markley wearing number 19, 6'2" junior out of Peachtree City, Georgia. 1.2 kills per set, hitting .264, but a very stout looking block up there. Number 19 out on the right side. Good first contact. Smartly off the block and out of bounds by Mendelson.
Maggie Mendelson started her career at Nebraska, transferring to Penn State, and has given them an instant pop in the middle, both defensively and offensively. And Her head coach, Katie Schumacher-Colley, says she is a workhorse, wants to get better, has been working with her freshman setter daily on their connection.
Eva Faldudo, outstanding defensive specialist on to serve. A little bit blocked by the referee station, so if you're serving from area number 1, help me out a little bit. Very, very nice swing once again. Leverett in a nice rhythm here with Pack.
And you see the choice, this time going flat and high off the hands of Penn State blockers. Sheridan Leverett able to score, down by 2.
Pack averaging just a tick under 10 assists per set, a very solid number. Dug by Riley, good rotation defense working against Merzick, and then that ball missed out of bounds by Izzy Stark, the 6'1" freshman out of Vieira, Florida, where she was the Gatorade Player of the Year.
Alfie Ref told us he wanted to defend Merzick on this line shot. Look at Kate Riley's eye work to see that ball extend and keep it alive for the Bruins in this overpass hit out by Penn State.
Penn State leading only by 1. Good in reception again. Stark, a tough chance, ball a little bit tight here to Olsen. Tipping over the top, beautiful save that time by Jillian Grimes. Leverett again, ball set a little tight, going high hands.
Wonderful placement by Grace Olsen. Jillian Grimes, better move to keep it alive. And then in transition, Leverett off the outside hand of Markley.
Mendelsohn missed that ball out of bounds, coming in to pass. Angelina Stark, the older sister of Izzy, the 6'2" senior. On a 4-0 run to take the 13-12 advantage with Holly McPeak, Paul Sunderland, inside Pauley Pavilion. Cracked by Merzick, very, very close to the line. Izzy Stark, what a very talented freshman setters in the Big Ten Conference. Charlie Furbringer from right here in Southern California, now playing for Wisconsin. Leilani Dotson dug by Merzick. Olsen again, pushing deep, tracked down by Merzick. Mendelsohn on the slide. Boy, that looked like 4 contacts. The officials ruled that it did touch the UCLA block. And once again, Sydney Breon, 5'10" sophomore, as mentioned, out of Dallas. She'll come in and serve. Pretty tough serve as well. Working on Faldudo. Really good swing. Pack, good hustle again by Dewitt, keeping the ball off the floor. And then again, once again by Faldudo. UCLA is all over the off speed right now.
Excuse me, that's Kiki Horn picking up that roll shot and then working through the seam of the block in transition.
We talked to Alfie Reft a lot about the percentage, the number of times teams play off speed. You got to take something away. When Menger, 5'9" senior out of Virginia, on to serve, and it's a good one.
The libero of UCLA.
It was a sleam. It was also in the seam.
That too.
Yeah, very good serve. Working deep once again on Sydney Breon. And a tough chance, that ball tapped down. Izzy Stark is a very, very physical setter at 6'1" and a high flyer. And neither of these teams dial up a lot of aces, particularly UCLA, 18th in the conference, Penn State at 15. But they're putting some service pressure on. Brilliant pass that time by Dewitt, and a swing by number 12. Grace Olsen on the outside.
Every coach we talk to, every single match, talks about this serve and pass game. Very tough serve. Look at Dewitt get her platform on this ball and deliver it to her setter. And then Grace Olsen finds high seam on the right.
There is Leilani Dotson. Statistically, Peyton Dewitt is the best passer of the receivers for UCLA at 56%, either good or perfect. You go down the list, Grace Olsen, who is a passing opposite at 61% good or perfect, and then Kate Lutz comes in at 38. So a very good receiving lineup right now. Anna Dotson up front, outstanding big middle blocker, 6'5" graduate student out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Still nothing particularly. Oh, look at that shot. Kiki Horn slicing off a very, very nice cut shot.
We talked to Alfie Ref this week, and he said, look, we want to get our hitters different looks. This time, Kiki Horn comes inside and surprises Cameron Hanna with that sharp execution.
There is Olsen. Very easy serve. Stark, and then off the edge, Taylor Trammell will gobble that up. And if you're hitting 450 and in system like that, that's almost an automatic point. You look at Penn State, 18-1, and their only loss was at Pittsburgh, the #1 ranked team in the country. They're currently 8-0. 3-0 over Minnesota, 3-0 over Oregon, 3-0 at Purdue. So very impressive resume early on so far for the Nittany Lions. Good read by Stark. Pretty good set in transition that time by Alexa Markley, but just missed out of bounds by Merzick.
Missed blocking opportunity by Penn State, not recognizing the setter front row, but Izzy Stark, wonderful read.
Kate Riley will go back to serve. 17 aces, 16 errors coming in, averaging just over 2 digs per set. Had not played indoor volleyball since her years in high school.
4 years off.
Well, another Costa kid?
Maricosta.
There you go, another Costa kid. It's like Assumption in Louisville. Dotson there working against Merzick, off speed. Dotson is roofed. Pretty good looking slide play, but what a crushing block that time by Merzick.
Prior to this play, I'm like, we got to get Anna Dotson involved for UCLA, but Jess Merzick up over hands, just nowhere to go on that. What a defensive play at the net by number 9 in pink.
A master class of timing and swing blocking against the slide. And high up into the block and out of bounds, and the good rhythm by Leverett continues for the Bruins. Tied at 19.
Sheridan Leverett has been able to score in so many different ways, tooling, but she has to be creative. This is already 17 swings this early in the match for her.
Penn State hitting a 258 clip, UCLA better than that at 281. Penn State already with 4 scoring blocks. Here is Lutz. Right side to Markley, perfect shot into the deep cross court corner.
Alexa Markley can play either pin for Penn State, and I love her choice. She can hit this ball straight down or inside the block, but going to that deep corner, no defender is standing back there.
There is Faldudo again, Ava Faldudo, expert defensive specialist. Free ball coming to Penn State. Going to extend their lead into the red zone. Olsen says not yet. Dug by Faldudo. Merzick maybe got a little bit lucky off the equipment, and certainly appropriate testament and homage, if you will, to the greatest coach in the history of college basketball. Penn State looking again to extend their lead. We were talking during the commercial break, Holly. You said it, Alfie Ref said it's time to believe. Oh, and just out of bounds. A whisker away. That has been the story for Leverett and UCLA, not only so far right now in this opening set, but all season long through these tough 5-set losses.
Sheridan Leverett on that left pin goes super sharp inside the defense, missing wide.
Olsen out of the back row. Pretty good swing. Pretty good, outstanding swing from about 13 feet off the net by number 12.
Grace Olsen is rangy on the right side, number 12 in blue. Look at her get her feet to this ball. High contact point. Penn State opting not to block, and she finds open court.
She is really critical to UCLA's aspirations because she plays as a passing opposite and is their best, statistically, is their best receiver. Merzick inside the block, dug by Dueck. UCLA must have, and they don't get it. Looking for a touch, but missed out of bounds. Good high flat swing, but no touch off the block against Leverett.
In these last 5 points of every set, the red zone, well, you have to be able to execute, and that's where UCLA has struggled.
3-1 run now for Merzick and Penn State, 23-20. Best 3 out of 5 sets. Dotson, no, back to Leverett, and she is blocked. Leverett, outstanding swing, and even the libero Jillian Grimes inside the block couldn't get a piece of that.
Leverett already 22 swings in this first set for UCLA.
How many too many? That is way too many. 8 kills on 21 swings, but 6 errors. So 21 swings, do the subtraction, only 2 net points for Leverett. Set point number 2. Faldudo, good pass. And Trammell. Boy, Penn State knows how to use all of the opponent's real estate. We saw it previously from Alexa Markley into the deep cross court, and exactly the same by Cameron Hanna.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
And that ended the 4 consecutive national championships for Russ Rose and the Nittany Lions. 07, 8, 9, and 10.
And she was hitting 0-0-0 before that swing, now in the positive numbers.
Chance for UCLA. They fall behind in the point when they had a pretty nice lead. Grimes, good dig, and ripped down the line, but missed by Cameron Hanna. Was held in this building.
I think I was here.
Won by USC. That was in 1981.
Oh, no, I wasn't here. I remember 1984 for some reason.
Yeah. Faldudo, pretty good pass. Merzick working out of the back line. Dueck flying in to get that ball off the floor. Watch the straight two-handed throwdown. Here is Mendelson. Once again, the Bruins on top now by 5, trailing 1-0. Really good combination, but that ball missed out of bounds. Good swing by Olsen. 5 errors here in the second set. Credit to the Bruins, service pressure. Also very good in reception. To the outside, good block touch. Merzick, Hanna. Congratulations to the Hoosiers. Currently in the mix, and haven't said that for quite a while. Going Olsen right back to her. Poor set in transition by Faldudo, and she doesn't miss many. Olsen again. Faldudo making up for it with a spectacular dig. Kiki Horn has been pretty quiet. Good play by Cameron Hanna. Trammell working really hard in the middle, number 1 in pink. Long, scrappy rally. And Grace Olsen hammering the ball off the right side. A little part of that rally, it looked like something in a nearby park and a picnic, but not when Olsen put the hammer down. Oh, an unforced error. September 16th, and had her first chemo treatment. We all wish her the very best this past Monday. Penn State looking to get out of this rotation, not yet. Stabbed by Horn. Good step in by Faldudo. Anna Dotson doing it at both ends. 15-10, now back on top by 1 more than that. 20-14, commanding lead. Faldudo, perfect pass. Merzick trying to free her up, and they do so on the D out of the right back.
Operate through the seam of the block of the Bruins.
Pipe right down the middle of the court, back row quick. You'll see that in combination in the same area. Olsen having a really nice match so far. A long way to go. It was Leverett in the opening set offensively, dropped by the Bruins. It's been Olsen in the second. Chance again, good block deflection. Ball set a little bit tight. What a dig by Grimes. That was a hammer that time by Kiki Horn.
Good
so
challenge.
That will be point in possession, and the kill will go to Cameron Hanna, balancing out with Jess Merzick. 21-16 is the lead. Well off the net for Merzick. Smart swing down the line. Really good hustle by Dueck. Dueck, excellent work, number 6, the libero. UCLA does not want to think about the second set at Purdue. Good looking rhythm, beautiful rip that time by Kiki Horn. Much needed score. UCLA was up 1-0 at Purdue in West Lafayette. Holloway Gym, tough place to play. Every place is tough to play in the Big Ten. Markley is stuffed, 19 in pink. UCLA 2 points away from evening this match. Nice reception by Grimes. Merzick is really struggling. We'll give you her numbers. Been fantastic. The reigning player of the week in the Big Ten Conference. On the season, she hits .295 and number 1 in the conference in kills and points. Big opportunity for the Bruins. Back to Olsen. Missed that out of bounds, but with some margin. Alfie Reft has used a challenge. He's got at least 1 more timeout left. There's Dotson. And nicely done. Angelina Stark tracking that down. Free ball. Combination and connection not there. Critical mistake. Dug by Riley. And Leverett hammering the ball off of Mendelson and out of bounds. 3-5 so far, their first ever season in the Big Ten. Penn State a perfect 8-0, tied for first along with Nebraska. And we're tied at a set apiece. Every phase of the game, a wonderful bounce back Holly McPeak for the UCLA Bruins.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Teams taking turns responding. It was the UCLA Bruins coming back after dropping the opening set. Good block, touch, and chase. Merzik is still struggling. We'll give you her numbers at the end of this point. Olsen one-on-one. Beautiful set by Pack.
Defense running down that line shot, and then Pack pushing the ball to the right side, one-on-one. Grace Olsen, beautiful swing cross court.
Back to Merzik, now 6 of 36 with 5 errors. Not her kind of night. One of the best in the business at her position. Dodson on the slide, heavy heat. Beautiful dig, but that'll be nullified by a net violation against Penn State. So a little bit of energy on the side of the Bruins after that timeout.
Definitely, and it starts with getting their middles involved. Anna Dodson driving on that back one set for the point.
Penn State being held way below their season average offensively. We'll give you those numbers comparatively after this point. Merzik again, ball, oh, look out. Kiki Horn, look out below, and Jess Merzik not very happy with the way she has performed so far. Her 7th kill on 38 swings with 5 errors.
Jess Merzik hits this ball so sharp and hard inside the block. It is dangerous. You got to have your hands up, and Kiki Horn says, whoa.
Good pass. That was a very, very tough serve. Working on Duick. Chance here, Merzik, good set in transition. And into the cross court, dug. Horn is dug. Boy, there is some heat being applied. You could hear the sound. Cameron Hanna registers the kill, number 8 in pink.
One of the benefits of having so much talent on your side of the net, especially for Penn State, is when Jess Merzik's not having a great match, lots of other players can step up.
Trammell has done that in the blocking phase. Markley along with Jaravicius, bookending on the right side. That ball missed out of bounds by Horn. And the lead continues to grow, now more than double, 17-8 for Penn State. Yeah, Jess Merzik again, the All-American, coming back for her graduate season. 2-time All-American, the reigning player of the week. I mean, she's just been phenomenal. She's number 1 in the conference in points per set, kills per set, and hits .295. That's a wonderful number against the quality of opponent that Penn State has played so far in the year. Just having a tough night so far. And give the Bruins some credit. They have certainly geared their game plan and their defense to stop number 9. Must have for UCLA. Dodson, no, quickly to the outside. Horn off the edge.
Free ball, and Bruins take care of it. Anna Dodson wanted that set, drove hard, and that made the Penn State block hesitate. Able to tool the block was freshman Kiki Horn.
Well, with the Big Ten expansion, teams are having to put a lot of frequent flyer miles on, and we'll show you in a moment the teams that have made the trek out to the West Coast so far. Here was Kate Riley, once again the transfer, graduate transfer from Stanford. Anna, no, right side Mendelson, good block touch, dug by Riley. Mendelson, no, tipped. A little confusion there. You take it, I've got it. Smart shot that time by Izzy Stark.
Peyton Duick was all over that ball.
The LA two-step, Minnesota split, Michigan split, both winning at UCLA, losing at USC, and Ohio State lost twice. They were the first team to come out and play both USC and UCLA as members of the Big Ten Conference. Here's Menger. Perfect pass by Riley. Duick with the dig. Where are you going to go? Deep to Olsen. Goes off speed. good rhythm to the outside, but Cameron Hanna would like to have that one back. That was into the antenna and out of bounds. Nice looking offensive play. Just mishit that time by Hanna on the outside. Boy, really a back and forth match. Penn State leading at 18-10, hitting .259 after that error. UCLA at only .074 here in the second. Not very consistent for either team, quite frankly. Tough chance kept alive by Pack. Grimes, perfect pass and delivered to Trammell.
Trammell so offensive, driving in transition, making herself available. You can tell as a middle blocker, she wants the ball. Transition drive, and it pays off. Izzy Stark loves to feed her.
Hit .358 last year, and that's an awfully good number, up to .450 so far this year. She and Stark really doing nice work together. Jaravicius down the line. Caroline
Jaravicius, huge addition, transfer from Nebraska, now has played most of the season on the right side. Listen to this free ball on hand contact. A little bit like a cannon. Everybody, when they were recruiting her, said the way she contacted the ball just sounded different, heavy on.
Unforced error here, Sheridan Leverett along with Leilani Dotson. Confused who was going to take control of that play, and coming on, Brooklyn Briscoe, 6'4" redshirt freshman out of San Diego, averaging just about a kill and a half per set, hitting .340. Missed 3 matches as a DNP. It's a tough choice for Alfie Ref to go back and forth between Leilani Dotson and now Brooklyn Briscoe on the floor. Leverett. Good high swing off the block and out of bounds.
Bruins offense has kind of sputtered in this third set. They need more firepower, and Leverett provides it, especially when other players aren't able to score.
Yeah, Leverett with 14 kills on 35 swings. Grace Olson 13 kills. Then after that, there is a big fall off. Both Dotsons, along with Kiki Horn, pretty quiet. Oh, good set, long range set that time, and blocked by UCLA.
Brooklyn Briscoe in on that one with Grace Olson, but I'll tell you, that was an impressive set by Izzy Stark from the right side of the court all the way to the pin, and then the left hand for UCLA keeps it in the court.
You know, everything about that was good by both teams. Good set, good swing, just a little bit better block, and maybe a little lucky that time for Briscoe. Taylor Trammell again. Started her career at Purdue, played 30 matches last year for the Nittany Lions.
Cameron Hanna puts this ball right in Izzy Stark's hands. That allows them to run the high percentage middle attack again to Trammell, #1 in pink.
Hanna only a 33% good or perfect passer. Didn't look like it there. She looked really good. Nice play by Olson. Grace Olson finding a seam in the block, and impressed. When UCLA's in system, Pack is very good.
Another good pass. Dueck puts it right in Pack's hands, and then Grace Olson has one blocker in front of her, and Trammell late to close for Penn State.
And Taylor Trammell, we've already seen it more than once, a very good left side blocker. Sydney Breon, 5'10" sophomore out of Dallas, into serve for the Bruins, trailing 21. Make it 22-13. Oh, Jaravicius with the throwdown.
We've seen a lot of people going after that throwdown to the middle of the court, especially when the middle blocker's late.
Jillian Grimes on to serve. We should give some of the defensive numbers. Penn State with 45 digs, UCLA with 47. Peyton Dueck, as you might imagine, leading the way. That's a service error. And with 9 digs for Izzy Stark, 8 so far for Jess Merzick. Boy, a lot of digs. Faldudo's got 9, Grimes has got 9. That's a lot of players doing work. Joy Yume coming on to serve once again for the Bruins. It's been all Penn State here in the third, tied at a set apiece. Mendelssohn. Olsen keeps that alive. That ball set way too tight, trouble. Try with a wipe off, and just Mrzik with the hammer.
When non-setters are setting the ball in transition, yes, you want it within 3 feet of the net, but you don't want it so tight that one, it becomes dangerous, and two, that it's hard to recycle.
Jess Mrzik enjoying that one. A 6'1" grad out of Livonia, Michigan. Second team All-American last year, putting up really big numbers and doing exactly the same this year. Olsen turned down the line. What a dig on target. Stark, what an athlete. What an athletic move for Izzy Stark. Didn't get the kill, but watch this play. You got to appreciate that.
I was really appreciating this ball. Little cover play. Izzy Stark goes to her knees, but look how this ball comes out of her hands. Perfect from her knees.
Absolutely perfect set. And there's the moonwalk, as we know, and then there's also the Izzy Stark knee walk. UCLA trying to find some momentum late in this third set. They have trailed throughout. And that'll do it for Penn State. Very, very solidly done.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Up 2-1 on a very nice run coming out of an early timeout. Briscoe, that time off of Grimes and out of bounds. Fourth set, first meeting ever at historic Pauley Pavilion. Very good pass. What a reception I thought that was by Cameron Hanna, because that serve, flat serve just out of bounds. Chemotherapy treatment this past Monday. Mrzik fighting that off. Good pokey dig, but nobody there to help Pack.
Nobody was ready to set it.
Those
Missed
are the
opportunity.
chances you take as a coach. You know, there are pluses and minuses. You know, sometimes you'll have a blocking sub come in and there's no setter on the floor. Grace Olsen is having a really nice match and good connection with Pack for the most kills so far for the Bruins. Right side to Jaravicius, tries to recycle, but a better block by the Bruins. Kiki Horn along with Anna Dotson. Got the ball on Mendelssohn, out to Mrzik, rattles through Dodson, Kiki Horn, so many other things, but they need her point scoring. Horn off the edge and away from, here is Riley. Excellent pass. And Mrzik with some room. Really good pass and work by Mendelssohn.
Yes, she's hogging the court, stepping in front of players. That's her job, but I think you got to make her move more.
I'll give you the team numbers. Grimes is at the top of that chart. Nice play by Dodson. As far as receiving is concerned, 17-16 is the lead for UCLA. Must-win situation for the Bruins, trailing 2-1. And another block by Audrey Pack. UCLA. Good section of volleyball for them. 7-4, they're outscoring Mrzik and Penn State. Right side to Mendelssohn, interesting choice. Who do you think would be on the short list for candidates for the women's job? We'll have further discussion, as will everybody else for the next couple of months.
That's a loaded question.
It sure is. Lots of very, very talented people working in the sport of volleyball these days. Zhao's coming. Stark has got some heat as a hitter. Izzy Stark, number 21 in pink with the kill.
Izzy Stark, the setter for Penn State. One of the best hitters in pink.
Ball set a little bit tight. Good choice to recycle by Hanna. Tied at 18. Really important juncture in this fourth set. There was a touch on the block. What a dig by Faldudo. Thought that ball was down into the deep cross court. And down the line, Sheridan Leverett once again. Getting towards the red zone. Does UCLA believe? That was the message from Alfie Reft after tough matches in the Big Ten Conference. Penn State was at Ohio State last week. They had to go, and Ohio State's been struggling with some injuries as well, and they had to go 5 sets to win that match. Big swing by Leverett off the inside edge.
Two-hitter rotation. Izzy Stark in the front row for Penn State.
Along with Trammell. Watch number 1 in pink on the good pass. Pass is excellent. Gap, no. Merzik out of the back row and missed it. Pack again, good flat serve. Going to be a tough swing for Hannah. That is blocked. Briscoe along with Olsen. A little bit of a break going into what looks like is going to be a 5th set. Good pass by Merzik. Taylor Trammell says, I have other ideas.
By number 1.
UCLA cannot be thinking about West Lafayette and Holloway Gym. They need to close this out and force a tiebreaker. Very smart shot. Wipe off the block by Briscoe. We're about to find out. We could be playing yet another 5th set. It's the only thing seemingly the Bruins do. Boy, tough chance for Stark. UCLA, a swing to force a 5th set. Good choice to Grace Olsen, who hammers the ball to the floor. Penn State will start things out. Here is Jillian Grimes. Going to her counterpart, Dueck, and tip over the top. Anna Dodson with a kill. Good start for UCLA in reception and attack.
UCLA has been working with Nicole Davis, a former indoor Olympic volleyball player who works with Michael Gervais on the sports psych side, and she has been on their bench helping them get over that hump. Believe it's what happens upstairs is really important to the result on the court.
Lutz working on Stark. Very nice pass, and Jaravicius somehow gets that ball tucked inside of Briscoe.
Izzy Stark, lots of confidence in Jaravicius. This ball a little bit off the net and wide, but she sneaks that one through the Bruin block.
Caroline Jaravicius came in the 3rd set, replacing Alexa Markley. Good reception once again, and Sheridan Leverett, who got UCLA off to a very good start offensively, cooled off a little bit, but a nice kill there. Leverett now with 18 kills on 42 swings.
When UCLA passes the ball well and gets all the hitters involved, they have shown that they can score.
And Audrey Pack has done a wonderful job running the offense, but look at the added value in what she's done blocking-wise. Good pass by Stark again. Mendelson, not particularly clean, but chopping that ball in between the blockers of Leverett and Briscoe. Teams each have an additional challenge, 2 timeouts, even though the 5th and final set is only to 15. I think both teams, I think Penn State has 3 challenges, UCLA has 2. Olsen, how good has Grace Olsen been all night long? Number 12 for UCLA.
Alfie Reft has been talking about getting Grace Olsen some more movement on the court. She comes from left front, runs all the way across the court, kind of a modified slide, but it creates a gap between the 2 blockers and pays off for the Bruins.
17 kills on 38 swings, hitting just under 300. Big night for the Bruins. Pretty good pass outside to Hannah.
Cameron Hannah hit that ball so hard it came all the way across the court and out the other side. Beautiful tool of the block.
Jess Merzik leading the way again. Midway through the 3rd set, she was barely positive. She's now hitting very much in positive territory, 14 kills. Hannah now with 13, Taylor Trammell with 10, Caroline Jaravicius with 7. I'll give you the UCLA leaders in a moment. Here is Menger, been a pretty good server. Dig by Faldudo. Hannah.
Penn State that time with a defensive stop. Look at this ball to Cameron Hannah, big swing. You see the seam between the 2 Bruin blockers, and Cameron Hannah takes advantage.
And Jess Merzik just went over and gave some love to Ava Faldudo for that dig. Right side again, and nothing stopping Grace Olsen tonight. Really superb performance.
Audrey Pack feeling it, tossing it back to the right side, and Grace Olson just crushing this ball down the line. Good pace, and then the block late, giving her some line to work down, and she's taking it.
And how close is this match? 59 kills to 57 Penn State. 59 digs to 57. 10 blocks to 9. Sheridan Leverett, Grace Olson, and then the rest of the team. They need the rest of the team to show up right now and get on the board in a 5-set match. Hannah again. Perfect delivery by Izzy Stark in system.
Izzy Stark jumps at the ball, kind of turned her body like she was going to attack the ball, and that held the blocker for the Bruins, forcing them to be late on the left pin.
Peyton Dewitt back on in the libero position. And here is Izzy Stark. 41 assists so far on the night, her team hitting 263. Olsen is blocked. Taylor Trammell, that ball was left a little bit inside. A little bit of trash talk here, and immediately the first referee took control of it. Big stuff block in an emotional match. Penn State in Pauley Pavilion for the first time. Katie Schumacher-Colley telling us how. Let's take another look. Well, there's Katie Schumacher-Colley. I thought we were going to take another look at that particular block, but she's telling us how excited her team was to come out to Southern California. They wanted to go to In-N-Out, and I said, is In-N-Out a thing? You know, for Penn State students, I guess In-N-Out is a thing for everybody.
Well, they don't have In-N-Out in Pennsylvania.
That's my point.
Yes.
How is it a thing if they don't? I guess it's a thing if you're where you are. So they all went to In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is famous. You come to California, you get In-N-Out, even if it's 11 p.m. at night.
The other team was really enjoying the weather, although I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful at Penn State with the foliage. Stark, good delivery. Haven't seen Hannah much on the right side. Missed opportunity for the Bruins. UCLA trailing by 1. And through the block and down for Dodson. And we are going to have a challenge, so we will wait to hear from the official challenging what looked to be a net violation, but we'll hear for sure.
Her right hand.
Yeah, that's excellent work by our crew. That's the play. And I agree with you, Holly. The right forearm wrist area of Kiki Horn, number 14 in blue. And the net violation. And Penn State had their full allotment.
Call will be reversed.
Additional challenge
point to Penn State.
Set behind only Pitt and Nebraska. UCLA at 9-8, 3-5 in conference, and 4 of those 5 losses in 5 sets. Do it. Perfect pass. Dodson again.
UCLA has had a nice passing match, but now really opening things up, getting Anna Dodson going in that gap.
Teams will change sides when one reaches 8. Kate Riley on to serve for the Bruins. Perfect pass by Merzick into the middle to Trammell. Good block touch. Big swing here for the Bruins. Into the cross court. Leverett again.
The UCLA blocks slowed things down, and then Dewitt slid under this ball, kept it alive, and then Leverett goes to work in transition. Sharp cross-court kill.
19 kills for Leverett, 19 kills for Olsen. Perfect pass to Grimes. That's a service error, and UCLA pays the price. That is at stake as well. Back with 3-time Olympian and NCAA champion Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland, right down to the wire once again for the Bruins, this time against number 3, Penn State. Ball set too tight, Merzick, good high swing. Merzick again. Dug by Dewitt, back row to Olsen, and just misses it out of bounds. What a good swing, just a little bit long.
Grace Olsen has had tremendous success tonight, taking those big swings. That one missed by inches.
Both teams showing up in the 5th set. Penn State hitting at 667, UCLA 455. Coming out to Leverett. Good read by Riley at the defensive end, and that ball into the antenna. The lead is 3. Tough serve out of system. Got the ball on Stark, here to Merzick. A chance for UCLA to get back in this point. Not yet. Huge block by Mendelson.
Early in this match, we talked about Penn State's blocking, but lately we haven't said or called Maggie Mendelson's name on the block, but here she gets there and closes and pushes that ball deep into the court.
Penn State now with the 11-7 lead. Leverett, no on the slide, the connection not there. Good hustle that time by Grimes, but just out of reach. An absolute must-have first ball side out for UCLA.
Anna Dodson, again, driving off 1 foot and then perfect little touch, soft over the block. Jillian Grimes is everywhere and can't come up with that one.
Grimes 13 digs so far on the night. Izzy Stark leading the way with 14. Here is Lutz. Overpass. Briscoe is dug. What a dig that time by Grimes. And Jera just being vicious off the right side.
Tough serve here, and then the overpass. But look at Grimes, overhand dig that ball, didn't even flinch, and Caroline Juravicius flies in from the right and crushes it.
What a read and dig by Grimes to keep that ball off the floor, and now out of bounds in the reception and defensive phases. Must side out here for the Bruins. Right side, and off of Merzick and down. Brooklyn Briscoe been really good off the bench for the Bruins.
Brooklyn Briscoe, 5th kill, and Jess Merzick was a high flyer trying to shut that down, but Briscoe sneaks it inside.
Pack back to serve, 13-9. There is a sliver of hope now for Pack and UCLA. Put it over to the other side. First ball reception, very nicely done by Stark. And Merzick smartly off the edge of Olsen, and now match points for the visitors from Penn State. Free ball for Penn State. First match point. And tipped down by Stark. What a read by Izzy Stark. And once again, UCLA falls in 5. Penn State perseveres. They improve to 19-1, 9-0 in conference.